that episode of Tom and Jerry in which, you know, Jerry's trying to sneak around the house to steal the cheese, and Tom tries to stop him? Alright, so, you know what, that's probably not a very specific point of reference. How about the Metal Gear Solid game, where Solid Snake is a mouse named Solid Speedy Gonzalez? Alright, so none of that is real, but this game is what that might be like, minus the sombrero and stereotypes. Underlay, underlay, it's Spy Mouse for the iPhone. Like so many popular mice before him, Agent Squeak likes cheese and has a bit of a feline problem. But where Speedy Gonzalez outran his foes and Jerry resorted to violence, Agent Squeak takes a more cerebral approach. His plan is to steal the cheese from every house in the neighborhood, and to do so without so much as being seen. That is, if you're good. If you're like me, you run. Spy Mouse is a top-down, stealth-based puzzle game. These big chunks of cheddar are scattered throughout each level, and it's your job to get Agent Squeak to the cheese, collect the goods, and escape through the mouse hole. Of course, this is made much more difficult thanks to the patrolling pussycats, and that's where stealth comes into play. As much as this is a puzzle game, it also reminds me of the first Metal Gear game. You're sneaking around, avoiding enemies, and collecting intel, or I guess in this case, you're collecting Monterey Jack. And from that basic idea, the line-drawing gameplay evolves. You might have to use a decoy mouse to safely set off a mousetrap. You might have to turn on a television to avert the attention of a nearby cat. The ideas just keep coming, and the game never has a shortage of cool tricks to keep the cheese hunt interesting and unpredictable. Of course, a big part of the game's appeal, not to mention one of the things that might have made some Metal Gear fans cringe at my comparison, is the game's irresistible style. Speaking of Tom and Jerry, Spy Mouse definitely has a slight Hanna-Barbera influence, from the look of Agent Squeak to the retro style of its presentation. It's obvious a lot of care went into this game, and it really paid off. Like so many other great games, Spy Mouse is more than the sum of its parts. I mean, all you're doing is drawing lines, right? But because of that simplicity, the clever levels and gorgeous graphics are allowed to take the spotlight. This is a game you can pour hours into without even noticing it, and throughout the entire time, the game just keeps getting better. The team over at Firemint has done some very popular iOS games in the past, but this time, they've absolutely nailed it. Not only is Spy Mouse a polished and smart puzzle game, but it's one of the year's best iOS games, period. And the best part, it's only 99 cents. That's less than a pack of cheese. And hey, at least this never stinks or gets moldy. All Spy Mouse does is keep you glued to your iPhone.